ground. Baker off the ground, kicks it inside 50 towards Scott. McNamara gets across there first. Keeps it in front of him, handballs it away quickly. Off a step, Welve. Back to centre wing. Edge should have taken the mark, didn't. Kerwood in support. In the middle, they run away.
They shouldn't have lost that.
And Merrick gets the ball towards centre half forward. Ettridge comes out at pace, takes the mark. 55 out. And Barton gives him a lead, goes in that direction. Good mark. And/or over the shoulder. Timmy Barton in a new role at full forward. You'll love that, Timmy. Back to the forward line.
I think if Belmont do start to capitalise with the wind, I think I'd be having Timmy Barton back there in the back line pretty damn quick.
So he'll shoot for goal from 40 out, directly in front. Southern end of the ground. Into the bit of a breeze that's here. Coming across from the left forward pocket at that end. City end of the ground. He comes in. To make the margin 14 points. He comes in. Beautiful.
Jeez, just missed. I thought that was coming back.
So did I. So 2 behinds for Tim Barton this afternoon. They go to 6-10-46, the Panthers. They lead the line 6-1-37. And it's on the DeGrande Cycle Sport third quarter scoreboard. Minute and a half played.
So the Lions now with the ball at fullback. They play on and go wide, the far side of the ground. And it's towards centre wing. Yates pushes his opponent underneath the ball. Picked up at the back by Merrick. Looks at going back towards Yates. He takes the ball. There's plenty of time. Running player coming past James. Steps back at his right boot. Kicks towards the hot spot at full forward. Going back. The mark is not taken. Now there's a free kick infringement. And it's going to Watkins of the Belmont Lions. So he'll take the ball. Deep in defence. Goes again back to the roads. Highway side of the ground. Yates in front. Scott over the top. Mark is not taken. Front of the contest. Ball is picked up there by Kerwood. And the ball then proceeds to go out of bounds.
Out on the ring road.
On the full. So a free kick to the Bell Post Hill side. McNamara comes up. I think he's going to be somewhere near the closest player to take it. No, it's not. Going back to Yates. So Yates now with the ball. Has some options in towards the forward line and a good lead and mark taken there by Ettridge. Look at the match up here of ball comes back inside. A good ball there by Baker. Picked up again. Ettridge, I think it was. It went to ground. He's brought to ground by a number of players. Baker's over the top. Tries to work the ball out of the contest. Still on hands and knees. He's still working pretty hard underneath it. Umpires let the play go. Finally, the ball comes out to Hahn. Got the handball outside. Whitney looks up and goes wide. Leading towards the ball is Jones. He's out in front of Lima, but Lima not too worried this stage. He now steadies himself and he goes back into the forward line. Scott's going to be the target, going back well protected from behind there by McNamara. Try to get boot the ball. Yep. Umpire says high. And it's going to be a free kick to Dan Welve. Goes across the ground. The mark is out there to James. Gets the ball and he darts away outside 50. Takes a second bounce and kicks the ball towards centre wing, high up and under. Yates gets front position, doesn't take the mark, goes back and tries to collect it, has support there, picked up. Merchant gets a handball out again and into the hands of Merchant. He actually went back and collected his own ball there. Ball bounces inside 50. Costello, little tap towards Ettridge. He's got the ball, tried to get the ball out. That was a throw. Yeah. And it was, and the umpire says free kick to the Lions.
Very good tackle that.
True centre half forward position, or centre half back for the Lions now. Ball kicked out wide there by Chapman. Merrick tried to kick the ball with his foot, but couldn't trap it. Picked up and again the Lions. They push the ball back towards centre wing. Yates is there. Tapped it to himself. He did that pretty nicely, actually. Little short chip towards Vasika. He can't take the ball. Ravish is there in support. Looks up. Goes back towards the full forward position. Barton over the top of him. Watkins got the handball away. Again, running behind was Chapman. Went back towards the far side of the ground. Booth came up. Couldn't trap the ball. Again, Ravis has it. Handballs back inside. Merrick over the top. Goes to Ettridge. Ettridge, now is that going to be dropping the ball or pushing the back?
I thought it was in the back.
Going to be a dropping the ball decision. Free kick going to the Belmont Lions.
Fair enough then.
Free kick to Olive. He kicks back to the far side of the ground. Barlow going back with a flight, but sliding in was Welve. Takes the mark.
He shepherded.
So Dan Welve just outside their forward 50 again, looking at their options. A little short kick. Barton comes up again over the top. Player in behind, and it's the Belmont side that come away with the ball. Ends up in the hands of Watkins. Now he can run towards defensive 50. Kicks up towards the centre half forward position. Gray is there. So is Sneed. He's trying to keep the ball in front of himself, but Gray, he works hard, wins possession of the ball, got the handball back to Lima. Now gets himself out of trouble, goes towards Fantella. Haven't called him much today.
No.
And the ball goes out wide. The mark has been taken out there by Barlow.
Not his time of the year, Smitty.
No, exactly right. So he's going to get 1-2 possessions in quick time now as he carries on down the ground and takes the ball far side of the ground, centre wing.
He'll get a few touches in a minute just to remind us he's here.
Yeah, ball back into the middle of the ground. The kick wasn't that good, but it's going to be okay because Marr is there. He goes outside to Lima. Lima goes short, coming up Merchant, picks the ball up and is looking for his options further afield. Goes back towards Ettridge. Ball gets out the back. He read that nicely in the air and he has taken the mark. He's worked pretty hard in this early stages of the third quarter and now has a chance to go back and kick for goal. So Jaden Ettridge, opportunity to kick the first goal of the third quarter. From about 40 metres out, steps inside 50, kicks low, it's going across the face and will be pushed through for a minor score. So Belpost Hill now to 6-11. They lead the Belmont Lions on 6 goals, 1 and 6 minutes gone, third quarter. To Grandy Cyclone Sports third quarter scoreboard.
So the Lions kick it back in. They come Combox side towards half-back looking for Edge. He used the body well against Merrick. And then he picked it up though, Merrick, and got the handball away, but turned it over to Kerwood, who runs through half-back. The handball's in front. Flacavento picks it up. Little kick along the line towards half-forward's okay. Marr takes the mark, kicks into the man on the mark. Merrick has to run into it, tries to chip it off the ground. Edge is there, taps it backwards. Flacavento went right, came back left, did nicely, got through, and then fresh air shot holding the ball, said the umpire.
So it has to be tackled when you drop the ball.
Well, I didn't see the actual tackle. I think he just dropped it. But
Baker comes towards
Baker.
and off hands, and out of bounds for a throw in.
I don't know how you can play footy in this weather with hair like that. I know what I'd be doing if I was in opposition. I'd be pulling it.
So boundary throw in, right in front of our position on centre wing. Edge gets it down. Flacavento roved it, got the kick away to half forward. Ravis, Kerwood. In fact, it was Olive. Comes through. Podner left it for Flacavento. Flacavento left it for Podner. And it comes back to James. Breaks free. Handball over the top. Close to the boundary line. Ravis runs on. Back in board. Good kick. Timmy Barton takes the mark. So Barton now at half forward. Spirals a kick in towards Ettridge. Oh, picked it up. Turned around and kicked the goal. Tell you what, they're pretty special when they're close to the ground. Ettridge and Costello, he kicks his second. 7th for Belpost Hill, 7-11-53. They lead Belmont Lions 6-1-37. And that is on the De Grande Cyclone Sport third quarter scoreboard. 8 minutes played.
I think the other thing is with Brad Martin. Brad Martin's got that much confidence. They're against the wind, and they play probably one of the best backmen in the comp up forward. So he's just shown them that they've got confidence. It doesn't matter which way the wind's blown. They're going to get it down forward, and they've done that so far. And Belmont are in real trouble. They'll kick another couple of goals and come home against it. I don't think they can win from there then. After such a fantastic start by them.
Jaden Ettridge has tasted a bit of dirt in this quarter. A few tackles from behind.
Yeah.
So back with the umpire in the middle of the ground. Edge doing the ruck work. And in there also is Hecker. The ball hit down by Edge. Sneed coming through. Didn't take possession of the ball. Left it behind. But he's able to go back and collect it. Now puts boot the ball quickly into the forward line. Ball bounces out the back. Taken by Jones. He's tackled. Got the handball away. Out the back. The ball will run. Over the top. Addy just corralling the player on the ground. Umpire stands back and says this ball is coming to me. And that was Whitney that's going to get off the ground. So ball not too far from the top of the goal square. Belmont Lions attacking into the ground. We want to get something out of this ruck contest. Ball comes down again. Strong tackle. Umpire waits and says mine once again. So we'll have the ball up. Same position. Scott's doing the ruck work deep in the forward line. Ball is tapped out. Strong punch away, picked up by McNamara, went one way, tried to slip back.
Well, I think he's gone. I think he's holding the ball.
Yes, it is. The umpire's paid it that way. So the free kick is going to go to the Belmont Lions.
Oh, hello. It's on here.
And Kerwood will be the recipient. He's got one goal for the afternoon, so we know he can kick a goal. I think it was at that end of the ground also. It must have been because they kicked all their 6 in the first quarter, so...
I think, even though they got the win, I think it's a little bit harder to kick a goal in this third quarter than it was in the first quarter because it is swirling a bit.
So Kerwood will come in now from about 25 out. Kicks towards goal. Umpire stands and he's kicked that ball straight over his head. So he has his second goal of the afternoon. And they get their 7th goal. So they move to 7 goals, 1 Belmont. They trail Bellpost Hill on 7-11. 10.5 minutes gone. Third quarter to Granny Cycling Sports third quarter scoreboard.
Only a couple inside 50s and they kick the goal. That's what they've got to obviously do now. How many goals have they got to be in front at three-quarter time? They've got to be 3 or 4, would you think, wouldn't you?
Is that wind swung again, though?
Sort of going across, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, they need to be 3 in front, I reckon.
Oh, I reckon, yeah.
Chucking Fantella in the forward line, are they?
You want to be, don't get too fancy and too cocky and putting everybody everywhere. You got to win the game first.
Edge gets it down through the middle.
Oh,
don't
look at
argue.
this,
Can't,
mate.
don't argue with his body. Goes towards Edwards on wing. Can't pick it up. Needs to get around. Put his head over the ball. Good handball up. Oh, good pressure though from Bellpost Hill across half back. They need to get the handball free. They do. Chopped off by Scott. McNamara went around a couple and then just handballed to nobody in particular, but it was okay. Lentini over the top. Hecker in front. Goes okay. Podner off a step towards half forward. Merchant comes out. Next to him at half back. Fight hard for it. And they see it over. McCarthy was right next to him. It will be a boundary throw in. Some bloke with a camera in front of me.
Yeah. Get out of the way, Fanning.
So boundary throw in. Right half forward for Bellpost Hill. Oh, Edge pushed into the man. Hecker in the ruck. Comes to Flacavento. Handball out to James. Back to the top of the square, in the pocket now, off hands at the back, Auger can switch play to Edwards. Will it sit for him? It does. He takes the mark and gets around. Goes a left foot kick. Oh, turned it over though. He had Hahn by himself.
No.
On centre wing, he just turned the ball over. And Podner now for Bellpost Hill. Settles it down, drills it, in towards Yates at half forward. Takes the mark. He chips the ball over the head of Barton. Watkins ran into him as well at the back. Numbers with the lines if they can break it out. Auger now. Off a step, back to the middle. 2 on 3. Podner goes up off the back of the pack. Welve had the ball, lost it then. Cornwall comes in. Bowls over the top of it as well. And the umpire will come in and say holding the ball.
I don't know if he actually dragged it in, umpire.
So free kick to Welve for Bellpost Hill. A few cramping too at the moment for both sides.
Well, that's Ettridge is off the ground.
Yeah,
I just heard
with
him
a
say
cramp,
he was cramping in the leg.
Welve kicks it in, and that's a push.
Yeah, he's going to play it.
So Merchant gave the push
that's,
away.
That's not a 50 because he blew the whistle so late that you've got to play to the whistle.
So Belmont will take the free kick. I think it's the Piazza, is it? Yes. The ham and pineapple, he goes out wide. Kick. Oh, Hahn had it, lost it, playing basketball with it. Umpire said he marked it.
Ham and pineapple's a Hawaiian.
Ham and pineapple, Hawaiian Piazza.
With the mushrooms.
Isn't a Piazza like a shopping centre or something?
Piazza is
here
a
we go.
square.
There we go. It's
Yeah,
a square.
It's like a meeting
A
point.
square head. So ball to centre wing and off hands and out of bounds for a throw in. 13.5 played third term. Bellpost still 7-11-53. They lead Belmont Lions 7-1-43.
So ball far side of the ground. Wind is picking up just a little. I reckon straight across the ground now.
Surprise.
Edge taps the ball back to the front of the contest. Running player coming through is James. Takes his full distance, goes into the forward line, out the back. Costello, gee, he reads it nicely.
Yeah, he does. He does. That's the main part of his game, isn't it?
Yep.
For a bloke that takes so many marks, for a bloke who's only, 5'8"?
I think he might be a little bit taller than that.
Collingwood 6-footer.
Well, gee, I don't know. I was supposed to be 5'9", 10. He wouldn't be 6 foot.
Yeah, 5'9".
No, he'd be 5'10", wouldn't he?
Anyway, he takes it,
Yeah,
does.
maybe.
He reads it very nicely. He hasn't been kicking too well today. He wants to level the ledger now. He's got 2-3. This could make it 3-3. It could also make it 3-4, but he's got 3-3. No, straight through the middle this time. Umpire says that's straight over my head. So he gets his third goal of the afternoon and the 8th now for the Bell Post Hill side. They're 8 goals 11. They lead the Belmont Lions on 7 goals 1. 14 and a half, nearly 15 minutes gone. Third quarter. The Granny Cycling Sports third quarter scoreboard.
Well, the bloke like Costello, you're not going to let him keep getting the ball, and he's not going to keep missing. He's going to start kicking. Although I think it might be a little bit easier to kick a goal up that end than it is up the other end at this stage. But if he keeps getting the ball and kicking straight, he can still finish with 5 or 6 goals.
So back to the middle. Edge. And the ruck gets it down against Hecker. Ball spills through Podner. Handball over the top. Barlow. Left foot kick to half forward. Watkins gets back there. Takes a good diving mark for the Lions. A defensive 50.
Don't kick it too high. What's he doing?
Goes towards Edge on centre wing. The big fella puts the arms up. Takes the mark. Thought about the handball to Beath, but just holds the ball up. Handballs it to Edwards. Goes the left foot kick towards half forward. All Bell Post Hill with the numbers, but they don't pick it up. Addy comes out. Handballs it to himself, then kicks it from mid-air. Only as far as Scott, though. Oh, the big fella
no.
just kept it in. Didn't take the mark. Goes to the pocket. Addy works his way back. Got one
He
high,
gets
probably.
a free kick.
But
No.
anyway, Gray wants to switch the play. Dangerous kick. Baker goes up. Over the top of it now. Needs some support. He tried to get that ball away. Was that holding the ball? Kick around the corner.
Missed it.
Point.
That's a dangerous kick out there.
Especially with no depth on it.
Well, the Beath's a little bloke. Lucky Barlow's well over 6 foot, so otherwise they'd have been in some strife.
7-2-44 Belmont. They trail Bell Post Hill 8-11-59. 16 and a half played, third term.
Lima kicking in from full back, short to the back pocket. And Cam Addy takes the mark. Lentini will be the next target, but he ignores that, looking for something a bit longer. That's where he's going now towards centre wing. Kick was touched off the boot, picked up by Lentini, goes back towards Addy. Addy goes back to Lentini, finds a little bit of space, a little chip sideways. The handball might have been a better option. Picked up by Lima, he's tackled. High, says the umpire. Free kick to a Bell Post. To Bell Post Hill. And Lima now from that back half-back line will take possession of the ball. Kicks towards centre wing. Little chip up over the top. Ettridge just on the ground, comes up, takes the mark. So again, they just continue to work the ball. Ettridge now looking for a longer option. Goes towards centre wing. Flacavento's there. Hecker's also there. Put one hand up, couldn't take it. Edwards picks the ball up. Goes back on his left boot. Handball goes out the back, and that's O'Dwyer. He's tackled and brought
Good
down.
tackle. That's a good
the ball
tackle.
Goes out of bounds on the full. Free kick to gain to the Bell Post Hill side. So Lentini with it.
There's a few blokes being shot in the leg here. There's cramp happening everywhere.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Well, yeah. I'll bet you it's not just up here at this ground either.
No.
So Lentini now goes long. Barton in a one-on-one contest. Too much strength. Takes the mark. Can go back now and deliver the ball quickly. Low, flat. Comes up to Costello. Nice kick. Good lead. And it's Costello again with the mark. This time another opportunity to go back and kick towards goal.
Did you come up and watch Bell Post Hill train at all?
No,
You don't just pull a move like that in a game. I've got a funny feeling that Barton and Brad Martin have got together and said, we might try this a couple of times, because you don't just do it willy-nilly.
He actually was mainly the ruckman in the practice match I saw.
It's going back again now.
Dry stuff.
Back towards Barton. He gets the handball, goes back towards Costello. Made him work for it as the ball runs towards the boundary line. Keeps it just inside the field of play. Handball goes over the top. Didn't hit its target, so Belmont Lions are going to get the ball, but they turn it over just as quickly. The ball goes back out of bounds on the full. Free kick goes to Bell Post Hill. In between centre wing and half forward, so this time probably a longer option, looking for Barton in the pocket. That's the direction he goes in again. He's got the height size there, but good work there from behind. And Bill Whitney's down there on him, and he takes the mark. Goes back towards centre wing, kick over the top. Ball runs towards the boundary line, runs over the boundary line, so we'll be for the throw in.
Look, he turned back and had a bit of a laugh with Barton too. He had a grin at him and said, hey, that's one to me.
Too much strength, he's telling him.
Yeah. The game's been played in terrific spirit. You got to do that.
So ball thrown back in by the umpire. Front of the contest, picked up there. Coming through was Fantella, didn't have it cleanly. But it's James who burst from the contest, goes short, and this time the mark has been taken by Timmy Barton. So he's got the ball inside 50, well inside distance with him. Thinks he can go back and kick that every day of the week.
Well, he's fast becoming getting in my best players for the day, James. But I tell you what, I reckon by the time he learns all his teammates and all that, I think he's going to be a good find.
Got a bit of dash, hasn't he?
A bit of dash. I reckon his other job's a bouncer because he's had about 14 bounces for the day.
Barton steps inside 50. Long kick towards goal. It is coming back, and it is straight through the middle.
A great goal.
So Timmy Barton now has his first goal of the afternoon, and the 9th now for the Bell Post Hill side. They move to 9:11.65, and the Belmont Lions on 7:2.44. We have gone 20 minutes, third quarter to Granny Cycling Sports, third quarter scoreboard.
Well, they were in a little bit of disarray early in that second quarter, but I just think they really started to just steady. They're playing the old Bell Post Hill football, not the fancy stuff. But their field kicking's improved, and gee, Belmont have got to pull something out of the fire just to get close here at the moment.
Back to the middle. Merrick gets it down. Yates gets the kick away under pressure towards half forward. Barton kept it in front of him. Trying to tap it back to himself. Umpire said high. It's going to be a free kick. And it's going to come back to Donnell for Belmont. Chips the ball short. Sneed takes the mark, kicks around the corner. Baker doesn't take the mark. Second effort was all right. Gave it away to Hahn. Ran back into trouble. Then dropped the footy. Baker over the top of it. He wrapped it up. He got wrapped up as well. Hahn gives it back. Sneed followed it up. Short little kick's okay. Scott takes the mark.
There's another Hahn in there.
Yep.
Yeah, he's injured. Goes back towards half forward. Kerwood picked it up nicely. Ran away. Goes to the right foot. Kick outside of the boot. Misses and through for one behind. So Addy will come back. Kick it in for the Panthers.
I reckon both of those Hahns are good players, but a lot of injuries between them. A lot.
Called to play on now. Cam Addy chips the ball. It's okay. Fantella takes the mark to the outer side. McNamara still inside defensive 50. Chips the ball. Fantella made up a bit more room. And this is the Bell Post Hill way. They just chip it around, create some space. Jakey Barlow nearly has to replace the divot from his knee and went into the ground. He takes the mark at half-back. Called to play on now. Along the line. Long to Barton. Doesn't take the mark. Gets one hand to it. Pushed past the ball by Donnell. Scott. Kick over the top for the Lions. Geez, just set it up. Jakey comes over the top. Says thanks very much and takes the mark.
That's just bread and butter, isn't it, when you stick it up like that?
Yep. And he goes back to whence it came. Over the back, Merrick. Got a hand to it. Donnell's there. Got the hands free. Got it away to Scott. This time he keeps it a bit lower. That's better. Sneed takes the mark. Kick around the corner towards half forward. All Bell Post Hill, but it falls away from McNamara. Addy comes in. Kerwood off the ground. Edge, the big fella.
Oh, he was on his own too.
He was. Through for one behind.
Pity he wasn't a sprinter and not a triathlete. He might have got to that.
7-4-46 Belmont. They trail Bell Post Hill 9-11-65 to Grandy Cycling Sport third quarter scoreboard. 23 minutes play.
Back to Addy.
All right, I'll commentate.
Oh, sorry, mate. Sorry, Mark's been
In the
taken.
error column. Filling up.
He's sitting there watching it.
Oh, I thought
Back
you were still
to Addy.
going.
Back to Addy.
Yeah. Oh, no, I just called it as in...
Yeah,
not-
like
yeah,
go back
yeah.
to Addy.
Yeah,
Take
go
it
back
back
to
to
Addy.
Addy.
Put it in the paper, go back to the Addy.
Go home and pack up your tents, will you?
Oh, Will. I'm still on holiday, mate. Don't have it very often. Anyway, ball thrown back in on centre wing. Ball comes down, goes towards Flaccavento. Couldn't take it cleanly. Coming through well. Picked the ball up, went back inside. Fantella, but didn't hit the target. Ends up in the hands of Beath. Got the handball away to Hahn. Tries to fend off. Does so nicely. Goes to Edwards. Gets in and out of trouble. Handball wasn't good though. Barton left it behind. Picked up there and cleared away. Again, it was a good kick. We'll pay it that time because the mark has been taken by Scott. On centre wing. Looks further afield, goes towards the centre-half forward position. Mark, did pretty nicely there. We thought he landed a bit awkwardly, but he's taken a nice mark. Seems to have found his feet in the second half. Chips up over the top. Goes towards Costello. Bit too much carry on the ball. Runs out the back. Lentini is there, but it's picked up. Belmont Lions. They work the ball out. Costello taps the ball in front of himself. Tries to pick it up. He's got pressure from behind. That was clean pick up. Goes back to Lentini. Looked back towards the goal square. Etheridge in front. Doesn't take the mark. Podnock roving the ball. Couldn't take it either. Handball's picked up and cleared away. So Belmont through Donnell. Get the handball further afield to Whitney. Whitney out wide. Has to be a good kick. Wasn't. Gray arrived. Got a spoil on the ball. It's continued to run. He goes after it again. Also there was a Dwyer. He couldn't pick it up, so Bellpost Hill again come away with the ball. Handball goes back inside. Running player there is James. Steps, props, goes short, and the mark has been taken by Merchant. So the big fella's inside 50. And I reckon from that position, he's got a chance to kick the goal.
No,
but
he
the
hasn't.
handball's out the back, goes long, and the kick, I'll tell you what, from James is pretty good.
Wow.
And that has gone straight through the middle.
Wow.
And he gets his first goal of the afternoon, and Bellpost Hill kicked their 10th, so they're 10 goals, 11, and they lead the Belmont Lions on 7 goals, 4. We have played 25 and a half minutes gone to Grandy Cycling Sports third quarter scoreboard.
Jeez, that was a magnificent kick for goal, and he's really starting to play all right. I think he's going to be a player. But I'll tell you where you did make a blue, I reckon. When Fantella handballed the ball and didn't hit the target. It hit the target all right. He didn't have anyone to handball. So you know what he did? He handballed it to the Belmont player on purpose, but in the air, to give his other players a chance to tackle him. He had nowhere else to go. He did it. I reckon he in the air on purpose. Bloke grabs it and 3 blokes grab him because he didn't have anyone else to go to. Pretty clever play, really.
If you look at it that way, grab it. It's excellent
Yeah, we'll
play.
go with that.
So back to the middle. Scott having a run on the ruck against Merrick. Scott gets it down. Edwards off the wing. Handballs it back. Baker, short little kick. He's okay. Sneed takes it.
He's going all right.
He's
this
going
kid.
okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
he's going all right.
Chips the ball to Edwards.
And he's starting to play a bit better too. I thought
Yeah.
he was ordinary first quarter. He's starting to play pretty well.
Centre wing. Drives the ball long. Addy.
I'll tell you what, though, you've got to kick it to your own teammates, mate.
So Cam Addy at half back. Just pencil Addy's name in straight away within the league. Don't even worry about it. Chip the ball to Fantella.
As long as he wants to play.
Chip his name in as well. Lima, chip his name in. Fantella at half back. Come to Timmy Barton, go to him too. Foul, Fantella. Kicked in the man on the mark.
We'll just send Bellpost still there and play Heathcote if you want to.
Oh, let's do that then.
Back 6 at least.
So boundary throw in. Half forward flank. For the Lions. Scott goes up. Gets it down. Fantella. Kick back to the middle. Got a hand to it. Couldn't take it. Barlow to run onto it. Jakey can't take it with him. Falls back towards Baker. Leaves it behind. Handball. Pushing the back, says the umpire. I think Baker's going to take it.
Another cramp.
Another crampo. We'll have to play 15 on the ground with both sides in the last quarter.
Yeah.
So Baker goes out wide. It's okay. And that was Lane to Jack. So Baker goes further afield towards half-forward edge. Push past the footy, but put the tackle
Someone
on.
didn't have the footy.
Got legged hard. I think he'll take the free kick. 65 out from goal. Kerwood gave him a lead. So does Watkins up forward now. He goes towards Addy.
Oh, how good's this bloke? How good's this bloke?
That's a great mark.
I was sort of hoping he'd drop away just a little bit this year, give everyone else a chance.
He goes out wide to Barlow. He's had a good game today, Jake. Takes the mark in front of Baker. Between half-back and centre wing on the outer side. Drives it into the middle. Good play, McNamara. Did nicely. Keeps going with the right foot kick. Vasika on the ground. Takes the mark. Still 45 out from goal. He's got Lentini. He goes in that direction. Piazza over the back. Coming out at Ettridge. Close to the boundary line. Kicked it around the corner.
not from there.
No, he's kicked it across the face of goal. Still in Auger. Needs to get around. Does nicely. In the back pocket for Belmont. Drives it out and finds Baker at half-back. Plays on now. Goes with the right foot kick towards Lane Baker. Takes the mark. Centre wing. Plays on quickly. Oh, Edge. The big fella to run. He's running on the spot. He runs as fast as me. Look at him. Can he pick it up? Yes, he can. Does nicely to Whitney, who hits the cars on the
Wits.
full.
He had a paddock too. He could have run a few more steps, steadied and lined them up.
So out of bounds on the full. Bell Post Hill will take the free kick. 29.5 played, third term, 10-11-71. Bell Post Hill lead the Belmont Lions 7-4-46.
So Gray this time with the ball from the behind post. He goes out wide, Baker, and also Barlow. Oh, umpire says he's thrown Baker out of the road there. So it's going to be Wayne Baker that's going to take the free kick. Far side of the ground. Little short chip up over the top to Hahn. Didn't set him a good task there. The handball comes out, missed the target, which they don't do too often. This time it's picked up. Out he steps aside, picked up by McNamara, takes a bounce. Gets the handball away, goes to Fantella. As the siren sounds to end the third quarter here at Bell Post Hill. They will go in at 10 goals, 11-71. They lead Belmont Lions on 7-4-46. Goal kicks at this stage of the day. We have 3 to Costello, 2 to Ettridge, 1 is to James, Barton,